mentioned in the title of this session, we're going to have some activities on the calculation part of the chapter. And obviously, as you guys know, it's not a complicated chapter whereby perhaps you have a lot of calculations or things like that. So these are just a few calculations based on the calculations of the EOQ and the Kanban system. Right, so that is what we're going to do. Just to review those calculations. Obviously, I think last week, whereby we review some examples, right? And this week we also going to do almost the same thing, just to get to allow you guys to better understand all this. Guys, just give me a minute there, please. Let me open for this professor. Just a minute. All right. Sorry for that. So cool. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me share my screen. And there were also some questions that I shared with you guys last week. And I told you guys to go and prepare them on your own. I think some of the questions are also related to the same questions that I shared with you guys last week. And I have also posted the same questions on Moodle. So they are there. Even currently, if you go there, you should be able to see the questions. Obviously, if you come under chapter 16, you will see them, right? All right, so let's quickly do this. I'm gonna open the question. This is obviously what you have on Moodle. So on a PDF format. So this is what you have on Moodle. Even currently, we can open it and you'll see the questions. So from here, we can quickly start with the first question, right? As I said, these are not, tricky calculations. This is straightforward. You just apply the formula and you identify the appropriate input or appropriate details that you use in order to apply the formula. So here, looking at this statement here, so the first one, say a firm wants to develop a level material use schedule based on the following data. So the question here, it's saying that what should be the setup cost? So that means we are calculating the setup cost. And based on the the formula provided here. In the slide, obviously, I'm going to upload the slide today also. So we are calculating the setup cost. So this is, sorry. So this is the setup cost the setup cost formula that we are going to use in order to answer the question. So that is straightforward. So meaning that the only thing that you need to do is just to identify the different variables that you are going to use in order to apply the formula. Right. So based on this, what I've done here, I'm gonna use the Word document. That's gonna be much easier for me to use it straight away. So in this question here, let's say even if you are not provided with this, options here, you still just need to do your calculations properly and come up with the appropriate answer. So you don't even need these options. But anyway, since they are there, it's not a big deal. So the formula, we are calculating the setup cost. So the setup cost, this is the formula, and this formula derives from this main formula of the EOQ. Right. So let me just copy that and paste it here. All right, so now what is happening here is we're going to identify the different variables or elements from the statement here or from the table. Here I say desired lot size. So this is our EOQ or the value of Q, which is 60. So here I'm gonna replace here with 60. So the Q here with 60. On the other side, it said times H. So H is the holding cost. So here we have 20 Rand per year as the holding cost. So I'll replace H with 20. And 1 minus small d divided by small p. So small d here is the daily demand. So if you look at this table here, you don't have the daily demand. The daily demand is not clearly provided. So since the daily demand is not clearly provided, what are we going to do? We're going to double check if there is a way for us to come up with the daily demand based on the information at hand. So here it says that this company operates 250 days a year. And we have the annual demand of 40,000. So this means we can easily calculate the daily demand. So now the daily demand in this case here, or small d, will be, we're gonna take the annual demand, right? So 40,000 divided by the number of days that the company operates per year. So that is 250. Right. So once you perform this, this is gonna give us the daily the daily demand. So I pull my calculator. So that's gonna be 40,000 divided by 250. And that gives us 160. So that gives us 160. So 160 units that they are producing. Now, so from the formula here, since that is the daily demand, I'll put here 160. And the daily production or production rate here is 320. So, and you'll find that when you are doing these calculations, especially between the daily demand and the daily production or production rate, you'll find that the production rate is always bigger than the daily demand. Because if this number here in the denominator is lower than the the daily demand, that is going to be invalid, right? So every time, that is also a way that you can check whether the way you are extracting the information and using the information is correctly done. All right, so now the annual demand here is capital D, so that's gonna be 40,000. All right, so now what you're gonna do is just take your calculator and then do the calculations. So here, I usually start with this part here, the part between bracket. So 1 minus between bracket 160 divided by 320. So that gives us 0.5, right, for this part. Now, I'm gonna take this multiply by 20. So that gives us 10 multiplied by 6 power of 2, or 60 times 60. So this gives us 36,000, right? So here we have 36,000 on top and below. So that's gonna be 40,000 multiplied by 2, that is 80,000. So divided by 80,000. Yes, is it 36,000 or let me just double check that. Can I see the history here? I think it's, yeah, 36,000, not 3,600. All right, so again, 36,000 divided by 80,000, and that gives us 0.45, right? So that is the setup cost, because the question is asking us to calculate the setup cost. So this is the answer. So looking at the options provided here, if you have to choose the correct option, obviously this is the correct answer. If the option is not provided, this is your answer. If you have to go and, for example, in our test, you need to fill in the blank. You just need to go and write 0.45. Obviously, you exclude the unit. All right, so with that being said, we have concluded question 1. So you can see these questions are straightforward. You just need to know how to use the formula and sorry, extract the appropriate information. So if that is fine, let's quickly look at question number 2. Here we have already used the setup cost formula. So we're also gonna check where we can make use of this formula and this one as well, because these are the three formulas that you guys are going to use even in the test. Yes, Bandile. Unmute yourself and then you can say, you can talk.
Yes, sir. Can I ask, why did you say 40,000 divided by 250 to get letter D?
Why did I say it?
40,000 divided by 250 to get the letter D.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the reason why I divided 40,000 is that, okay, this company has an annual demand. So per year, this company is able to satisfy a demand of 40,000, let's say 40,000 unit. All right. So Now, on an annual basis, the company is able to supply 40,000 units. That means that how many units that of demand can the company satisfy on a daily basis? Because we have the demand per year, and now we want to find the small d, which is the daily demand. So the demand now per day. So this means, in other words, this 40,000 unit here, let's assume 40,000 unit here, is provided to the customer in a period of 250 days. Because in 250 days, that is the number of days that the company is open for business. So in 250 days, this company can supply 40,000 units. Now, if the company can supply 40,000 units in 250 days, so that means that how many units of demand that the company is able to supply per day. So that's why you take 40,000 units divided by 250 days, and that will give you the number of units that the company supply on a daily basis per day. That's the reason why we divided. I hope that is making sense. So, again, thank you for the question. Yeah, always ask question. I mean, it's like we are revising. So if you feel like there is something that you don't understand, you can always ask questions. All right. So we are done with that. So let's look at the second question. The second question. By the way, I think the test is going to have I think it's 55 for calculations, 55 marks for calculations, and the rest is for the theory. So yeah, I think that's how the test was divided. So 55 calculations and 45 theory. Obviously, multiple choice questions. Now, question number 2 says that Crab Refrigeration Inc. is trying to reduce inventory and wants you to install a Kanban system for compressors on one of its assembly lines. Determine the size of the Kanban and the number of Kanbans or containers needed. So again, you have all the information necessary for you to answer this question. You have the setup cost, the annual holding cost, daily production, annual usage, lead time, and safety stock. All right, so let's answer the first question. Or let's say the first part. Let me do this. Okay, this question has two facets. All right. So the first part, let's call it A. What is this thing I'm writing down here? Let's call it A. Let me remove this colors. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Oh, I was just gonna say following me. No colors. Okay. So the first question here says determine the size of the Kanban needed. So let's say Kanban size. So this is what you're gonna do for this first part of the question. Now, What is important here is also to know that Kanban size, right, is equals to EOQ. I think that is the starting point. Once you know that, you'll be able to move on with other calculations. Because by knowing that, you are able to connect this formula here and this one. If you don't know that, you won't be able to even go forward with your calculations. So Kanban size is equals to the EOQ. So if you already know that, so that means in order for us to calculate the Kanban size, we're gonna make use of this formula here, the EOQ formula. So let me just copy this so that I can just replace the values. Good. So this is what you have. Why am I making it red? This is what you have. So now we say that let me write here is let's say this is Kanban size equals to EOQ. So again, we're gonna make use of the information provided in this statement. So here is 2 times the demand. So D is the annual demand. So the annual demand here is the annual usage. That it will be our annual demand. And here is 25,000. So here I'm gonna have 25. What's going on? 25,000 multiplied by the setup cost. So the setup cost here is 10. Now, below here, it says the holding cost. So the holding cost, again, you're gonna check here annual holding cost per compressor is 100, right? So small d, so the daily demand. Here we have the annual demand of 25,000 compressors. Between bracket, it says 50 weeks, 5 days each. And then you have the daily usage of 100 compressors. So this means that our daily demand is 100 compressors. Now below we're going to have small p here is the daily production. Is the daily production given? Yeah, daily production 200 compressors. So here we're gonna have 200 compressors. So again, you can always see that the daily demand is smaller than the daily production. So now what we need to do here, we just need to perform our calculations. So pull up for calculators. Now we're gonna start with the numerator here. So 2 times 2,000, 25,000 times 10. So this gives us 500. Okay. So here is 500. Let's say usually what I do is square root of 500,000 divided by, now I'm going to do the calculations for this part here. So I'm gonna have 100 divided by 200. Now let me start with even 1 minus 1 minus between brackets 100 divided by 200. So that gives us 0.5, okay, times 100. So that gives us 50. And so meaning that the denominator here under the square root is 50. So here we have the square root, can even the square root of 500,000 divided by 50. So here you're gonna have 500,000 divided by 50. That gives us 10. And the square root of 10, what is the sign of the square root here? You guys take your calculator. I think it should be something like is it 10? Is it 50? Is it this one? Yeah, this one will work. No. It's 500,000 divided by 50. That is 10,000. So let's say square root of, so I have to put the amount first. 10,000 and square root here. Guys, please double check this your calculators, because now I don't trust the way this thing is. So that is the square root. Let me just do my calculator here. 500,000 divided by 50. So that is 10,000. So square root of 10,000. That is 100. So I don't know why this calculator is giving me 2. So here the value is 100 compressors. Let me just double check what's wrong with this calculator. I don't know why it's giving me that kind of stupid answer. So square root of 10,000. Or let me do this. Let me put the bracket. 10,000. Yeah, 10,000. Okay, now I take the square root. Yeah, so we needed to put the bracket first. All right. Okay, so now it gives us 100 compressors. So we have answered the first part of the question. Now we're gonna move on to the next part of the question. It says that was the size. Now it says that you also need to determine the number of Kanbans or the number of containers needed. So let's just write here B. B number of containers. And I'll put between brackets Kanbans. So that is what we're going to calculate next. All right. So how are we going to go about calculating the number of containers here or Kanbans? So if you look at this formula here, this is the one that we're going to calculate. NK here is for number of Kanbans. On top here we have demand during lead time plus SS is for safety stock and divided by the Kanban size. So you can see that what we calculated earlier, the Kanban size here, is going to help us to calculate sorry, the number of Kanban. So this means the unknown variables to us here is demand during lead time and safety stock that we need to find out from the statement in order to come up with the number of Kanban. So let me just copy this formula here. Obviously, during the test, you won't be provided with the formulas, right? I'm even doing this because I want to do like copying and pasting, because otherwise it's going to delay us if I have to write everything down. So here's the formula. We are calculating the number of Kanbans. So in this case here, we already have the Kanban size. We calculated it there, so that is 100. We can even write it there. 100 compressors. Now, demand during lead time. Need to find the demand during lead time. So based on the formula, right, from sorry, from the slide here, it says that demand during lead time is equals to lead time multiplied by daily demand. Again, multiplied by daily demand. So in this case, we need to find the lead time and the daily demand. So here, the lead time here is I'm gonna just write everything here. So demand during lead time, I'll just put between brackets. They say that lead time. And what is the lead time here? The lead time is 3. So we're gonna have 3 times daily demand. So what is our daily demand here? Our daily demand here is the same one that you use here. That's small d, so it's 100. And now we have to look at the safety stock. So looking at this, our safety stock is half day's production of compressors, right? So half day's production of compressors. So here, daily production, so that is gonna be, okay, half day, we can even call it just 0.5 times the production. So the daily production here is 200. So times 200. So again, once you are here, you can now pull up your calculator, pull out your calculator, and just input the necessary information. So here I'm gonna have 3 times 100, which is 300, plus between bracket 0.5 times 200, which is 100. So 300 should give us 400. Okay, good. So yeah, you have 400 divided by 100. That is what? Gonna give us 4, all right? Divided by 100. Gives us 4. So now, with this, so the number of Kanbans here is 4. Kanbans or containers. So again, in the test, if you are asked to fill the blank, if you answer, you just write 4. All right. So I think that's what you needed to know for what we needed to do for question number 2. So now we have made use of the 3 formulas, the EOQ, the setup cost, and the setup and the number of Kanbans. So the other part of the content that you haven't touched is now calculating the setup time, right? The setup time. Let me look into this question here. If there is a question here that is asking us to calculate the setup time. Okay, I'm going to jump this question here. No? Gonna jump this question. You guys going to do this on your own because it's still the same thing, calculating Kanban size and number of Kanbans, and then yeah. So let's look at this question here, question number 4, whereby you have to calculate the setup time, so that you can also touch base on that concept. So now, what is happening here is that we have all the data, all right? You say a repetitive manufacturing firm is planning on level material use. The following information has been collected. Currently, the firm operates 250 days per year. Now, question 1 says, what is the setup cost based on the desired lot size? So this kind of questions we have already, performed them or answers them. So I'll just go straight forward with that one. And then the last question now says, within question 4, what is the setup time based on the 40 Rand per hour setup labor? All right. So quickly, we're going to do this. We are calculating the setup cost. So setup cost, we make use of this formula. All right, so here the EOQ is given. Desired lot size, 2 hours of production. Don't get confused with the 2 hours there, just write 63. Times H, the holding cost, here is 50. Between bracket, sorry, oops. Between bracket, small d. Small d here is the daily demand, 88. And divide by P here is the daily production. So 250 provided. Now, below here, you're gonna have 2 times the annual demand, 22,000. 22,000. So you take your calculator and perform the calculation. So let's just do that quickly. So this is gonna be 1 minus between bracket 88 divided 250. Okay. Times 50. Okay. Times 63 times 63. I hope this is correct. So this is what you have on top. So it's gonna be divided by 2 times 22,000. So the setup cost here is 292. 2.92 rand. Now, this is not question 2. Question 2 now is asking us to calculate the setup time. So setup time, we're going to take let me do this. Setup and time. So the setup time here, you're going to take the setup cost, right? Setup cost divided by the 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 amount here of the labor rate, right? So here is 40. So that is gonna be 2.92 divided by 40. So 2.92 divided by 40, and that gives us 0.073. This is 73 hours or hour, depending on you. So now the interesting part with this when you are calculating the setup cost is that the result coming from these calculations here, the unit must be in hour. So once you have this in hour, it will depend on the questions. So if the question says that you must express your answer in unit, right? I mean in hour. So obviously you're going to follow the instruction whether you're going to take 3 decimal places or 2, and then you, let's say they said, okay, you must provide your answer in hour. So after doing these calculations, your answer will be 0 point, and then they say take 2 decimal places, for instance. So 0.0, 0.07. Or if they say take 3 decimal places, obviously that is going to be 0.073, right? And even if it says in the test that express your answer in hour, that doesn't mean that you must now write hours, right? Do your conversion and everything, you come up with your answer in hour, and that is the only thing that you're going to use in order to fill in the blank. Now, if now the question says provide your answer in minute, for instance, in minute. So you already have this answer in hour. So what is going to do, you just need to convert this into minute. So obviously you're going to have 0.073 times 60 in order to convert this 0.073 hours into minute, right? So that gives us 4.38, right? So here you're gonna have 4.38 minutes, right? So this is your answer in minute, which looks a bit appealing, especially if you are probably giving a presentation of your company planning to introduce a Kanban system whereby a simulation analysis has been provided or is being undertaken, right? So writing 4.38 minutes, it's appealing, it's better than 0.073 hour, you know. All right, so this is how you you deal with the setup time. I think this is a roundup of all the formulas, or in terms of calculations part that we have seen in class. So whereby you need to calculate the setup cost, calculate the setup time, calculate the EOQ, Kanban size, and then you can calculate the number of Kanbans. So what also that you guys need to be mindful of is that from this calculation, from this formula, you could be asked to calculate, for instance, the demand during lead time. So it's now up to you to pull the demand during lead time from this formula. Also, from this formula, you could be asked to calculate the demand, the daily demand, for instance. So you should be able to pull this D here from the formula, and then use the details provided in whatever statement, and then you perform the calculations to come up with the value of D, small d, obviously, right? So the same applies to H. If you are asked to provide the value of H, you should also be able to pull it from this formula, right? So the setup cost, it's already here. So based on the questions that are available on Moodle, you guys can carry on with the rest of the questions. So you can calculate, can do question number 3, right? This one on your own, and question number 5. All right, and again, you can also get more questions from the textbook, and also from the library if you need previous question papers. I think they do help you guys with those previous question papers. Ladies and gentlemen, any questions based on this today's activities?
Morning, sir. I wanted to ask, so can you please repeat the one by the time you said, in the exam or test, you might ask us to set up time, to set up costs, or calculate the demand, calculate age. And then you said calculating age or the demand, we must use the formula that says EOQ. Okay.
No, what I what I was saying is that let us assume that in this formula here, obviously is the formula to calculate the number of Kanbans. This is the formula we're gonna use. Good. Now, if you are asked to calculate, for instance, the safety stock, this is where now it's getting interesting, whereby let's just do it. Okay, let's say it hypothetically calculate the safety stock here. So let me pull this drawing thing. So we want to calculate the safety stock from this formula. So meaning that from the statement, probably there is a way where the number of Kanban is provided. The number of, the demand during lead time is also provided. Let me just put a tick here. And the daily demand, demand during lead time is also provided.
So the best example is number 5.
Is number 5? Yeah, you guys will do it.
Question 5.
Yes, you will
Ask
do it.
the same thing.
Yes, okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, let's just do it. Let's just do number 5. So look at this number 5. It say a bakery uses 5 Kanban containers that each hold 5 cakes. If daily demand is 20 cakes and lead time is 1 day, supposed to have a command there, determine the safety stock, right? So now we're going to determine the safety stock. But if you look at the initial formula here, we are calculating Kanban, the number of Kanban. But now they are asking us to calculate the safety stock. Can you see this is one of the variables that is inside the formula? So before you calculate this, what are you gonna do? The best thing to do is to pull the safety stock from the formula. And if they are asking you to calculate this, this means that from the statement you can easily get demand during lead time. You can also get the number of Kanban, and you can also get the safety stock. So the only unknown variable here that you have to deal with or to calculate is the safety stock. So this is going to give us something like this. We want to pull this safety stock. So what is going to happen here? You can solve this. It's like an equation that you are solving here. You can use different methodologies that you know that are suitable for you. So what I usually do is that I take a number of Kanban multiplied by, so I will have NK times K size, K size. Okay, that KS is for K size. So on this side now, what I will have, so demand during lead time plus safety stock. Okay, cool. Obviously, this is what you are looking for. So you cannot stay calculate, so you just need to pull it completely. And now I'm gonna take this side. So I'm gonna have number of Kanban times Kanban size. So that S is for Kanban size. Obviously, this is gonna be between brackets. Now this one will come this side, so it's gonna be minus small d, minus demand during lead time, and that will be equals to safety stock. Safety stock. So now you can see you can now easily calculate safety stock because based on the data that you have here, let's say a bakery uses 5 Kanban containers. So this shows you that this is the number of Kanban. So the number of Kanban here is 5. So here is 5. And it's gonna be times the Kanban size. It says a bakery uses 5 Kanban containers that each hold 5 cakes. So Kanban size here is 5 cakes. This is its capacity minus demand during lead time. So we know that demand during lead time is equal to lead time multiplied by the daily demand. According to the formula here, demand during lead time, so it's gonna have lead time times daily demand. So if I go back to the statement here, so daily demand here is what? If daily demand is 20, so you have a daily demand of 20. So when I put between bracket 20 times the lead time, and here it says that, and the lead time is 1 day. So yeah, it's 1 day. And then now you can perform your calculations, and that will give you the safety stock. 25, times 5 times 5 is 25. 25 minus 20, that will give us 5. So here is 5 cakes. So this is your daily, how do you call it? Your safety stock. So again, you can see that even from the formula, they can ask you to calculate any variable from this formula here. So you should be able to pull anything from here. This one could be easier compared to this one here. So let us assume that I'm not gonna do it. You guys will do this on your own. Let us assume that I'll ask you to calculate a daily demand based on this formula. How would you pull the daily demand here? So the small d from the formula. No, you don't need to reflect. You're gonna do this on your own. And yeah, and then you'll let me know what kind of issues that you may encounter there, right? And then we'll take it from there. Right. Any other questions, guys?
Another thing, sir, with the slides that you just showed now, is it a textbook or?
The slide here quite a combination of the textbook and some other materials, but I'm gonna share this with you guys today.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right, guys.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, can you also share the answers so we know we are doing it right? Because sometimes we have the questions but we don't have the answers.
Okay. So
Yes,
you want
sir.
you want me to show to share these answers here.
So we know we are practicing it right. We're on the right track, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. For this one that you have covered is fine. I'm gonna share them with you like this. It's fine.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, guys. I think that's what we needed to discuss today. Yeah. So there is a list that I'm going to issue, a list of students who must come and see me. I think you in your group, those students, if you check on the list, you see your name or your student number, because there will be student number and initial. If you see your name there, please come and see me. I'm trying to see when exactly that you guys can come and see me, whether it's Monday next week, because I have to compile a report, and that report is due on Monday. So in the planning, probably I'll meet those on TFC on Thursday. You guys, those will be on that list. If your name is there, you come and see me on that Monday morning, and then you conclude whatever we discuss, whatever we need to discuss there, and then yeah. Again, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, by the way, we have to take the attendance register. Hey, please don't go yet. Let's do this quickly. Let me go to my module. Where do you take this attendance? I haven't created it. Okay, let me create it quickly. Go to announcement and attendance. Add session. Okay, today is the 15th from, let's say, 10:30. Okay, 10:10 is fine. Until 10:40. 10:14. Transportation group. Allow student to record their own attendance. Yes. Include a QR code. Yes. Okay, the password here, I'll give you guys 3 zeros. Right. I think it's this one here. There you go, guys. Please record your attendance, and once you are done, you can leave.
Just a question, sir, before
Yes.
sorry, I wanted to find out when do you have other online sessions with other groups?
In the next 35 minutes.
And then
40 or 35.
how do one get the access to join the link?
You also do have access.
Sure, I use the same link
No, how did you get access to this one?
from Mojo.
Yeah, so you go there, and there is another. I think there are 2 links for today. There is one for your group, the one that you are currently using. Below that, you have the one that I'm gonna use after this session.
Oh, okay. I'll join the other one then. Thank you so much.
All right, good. Yeah, guys. So as soon as you are done here, yeah, you can leave. So I'll see you when I see you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So what time is it?
For what?
For the next session, it's just the link. It doesn't show the time.
Oh, okay. Yes. I think it's from 10 past 12, ne? 10 past 12.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Oh, by the way, if you're still online, that one there, I'm gonna touch base. I don't know. Am I gonna talk on these calculations? I'm not sure because we haven't even finished the chapter. So, but you still can join and see.
Sorry. Minyar,
Yes.
I'm having a problem trying to mark my register.
What for recording your attendance?
Yeah, it's not showing yet.
No, you have to. Did you pass through your link?
Yeah, I'm at the link.
Yeah, I think if you pass there and then you, I don't know, you go there, it's gonna give an option whether to put the password or something. Or you can just scan this. Maybe if you are logged in using your computer, you can just scan this QR code. Because it's going to close at in 6 minutes to be closed. You guys are telling me that the session is not currently available for self recording. It should be. Allow student to record on attendance. Yes. Allow student to update on it. No. Yes. Why did I even click save? Yeah, it should be fine now. Okay, I've refreshed the page. You guys can try again.
Sir,
Yes.
how do you how do I take my registering my attendance? Yes.
Do we still have guys? Those who have done this thing, can you please help the other students here?
It's kind of scared. Scared.
Those who have done it already, please help this student because it's gonna close just now. Yes, did I make a mistake here with the attendance or what? Oh yeah, you guys are right. Supposed to be 11:40. Sorry. I think that is the reason. Okay, let me make it 45 now. 11:45. Sorry. 11:45. I think that is the reason why you guys. Yeah, now try again. It should work now. Yeah.